welcome back to Hopeless Optimistic Intuitive Tarot. It is the kind of day where things take off at the gate and nothing really happens. It's one of those days that's got a lot of pent up kind of energy, like I'm not one who has high expectation. I've actually worked very hard to release expected outcomes. I think that that's kind of like really important, really for me, because I don't want to be in a place where I am disappointed. So releasing expected outcomes, releasing expectations is kind of my number one. And let me tell you, this same old sage stick is going a little bananas right now. I think that we've got a lot of expectations kind of swirling around us that are not really helping us in any way, shape, or form. So, how can we be more present? What can we do to be more in the moment and not worry so much about what's going to happen? Because what's going to happen is going to happen whether or not you like it and whether or not you're prepared for it. And you could always, what did they say? Expect the worst, prepare, hope for the best, something along those lines. But I mean, that's kind of a little nihilistic, and I can't say that I'm really buying into all of that. But what can we do to be present? The age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Can you see that? I think we've got this a few times. So, whatever is happening right now is something that you've been working on in this incarnation, but you've been leading up to this point. It's coming to that place. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Yeah, unbound. So releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So like you've been working through some kind of karmic contract to get to this place. And oh, at the bottom of the deck is just say yes. Let's see what our beautiful hags want us to know today. I mean, I really feel like, wow. We've got Hag of the East Gardens. Wow, there's a lot. House of the Yaga and Fairy Pool Baptism. Season of the Wild Wolf and the Shadow Keeper. So I'm going to dive into our little book here because there's some cards in here that I don't get very often. So Hag of the East Garden is about patience. Do the work, be patient, know that it's coming through regardless. And I love that these two cards came out together, which is Fairy Pool Baptism and House of the Yaga. So renewal and I believe it's return. Yeah. Renewal and return. So it's releasing the things so that you can return to your most soul-based experience of self. Season of the Wild Wolf speaks to being the rough places, so be patient, renew, return. Things may be a little bit rough, but this is all about shadow work. Shadow work is at the core of it. And at the bottom of the deck, we get her again, y'all. A new beginning. So something sort of massively different is coming into our plague space. And really the only way that this happens is by being honest with self. I mean, this is like massive soul work and soul contract here. Patience, renew, return. Yeah, there's going to be some crags along the way, and you got to do that shadow work to get through all of this. So let's get some clarifiers from the abyss. In the story of that we're telling here, again, I ask, what is your soul calling you to do? What is the thing that every ounce of your being is calling to you and saying, hey, this is what we've always wanted. Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing this? Hey, by the way, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing this? What do we need to release? And what do we need to return to? And, anything that's worth doing is worth giving a little sacrifice for. So let's live through the challenge of the sacrifice, get through the rough spaces, do the shadow work so that we can really get started. Release your soul patterns and contracts from past lives. That's what this all boils down to, because something massive is like a new beautiful beginning is coming in. All right, let's talk about this. Let's get into this. What do we need to be patient about? What do we need to know about patience? It's the reverse moon. So things are coming to light. Things are coming to the surface. This is about whatever's been in the subconscious slowly emerging and coming up so that we may better be able to to face it. And then we get the Knight of Swords. And this is about high energy, like intellectual stimulation and fast moving energy. Coming through like whatever this maze is that, this labyrinthian like subtext of our subconscious and coming out with this ball of knowledge. Wiser, ready to move. This knowledge is electric. And the patience is in cutting yourself a little bit of slack, just a little bit, because you've got a lot of um, energy going on here, and trust in your abilities, because there's something in your past that makes you feel like maybe I'm not as I'm not as whippy as I thought I was. I'm, this is a page of swords, and these are really interesting together. If you look at the page of swords and the knight of swords, page of swords, like still figuring it out. The knight of swords has got it. Page of swords is undeveloped. So there's a part of you that feels undeveloped still, but I'm telling you that you've developed it. Like trust in your ability. You've honed the skill. Now it's about trusting, and maybe that's where the patience comes in. It's like you need to be patient about where you think, what you're thinking. And honestly, at the bottom of this is this Four of Swords, and that just basically speaks to like, oh, it's time to rest. It's time to like reflect and heal and meditate and, you know, do all of these things. But the thing is this, you've done this already. You've done this. You've done the resting. You've done the meditating. You've figured out. You've decided to make a change. You're moving forward. But what is your soul calling you to do? What is your soul calling you to do? And what are you doing to release these old patterns? All right. Renewal and return. Oh, I think I flipped my deck. Actually, no, we'll take it. The world. You are in the cycle of birth, death, rebirth, life, death, rebirth, birth. So, I mean, like you're in this cycle. Renew, return, renew, return. It's just punctuation on that. Because something is beginning. Something is beginning. It's a genesis. It's where it all starts. Something major. Something major. Something that you may not expect, but something that you fully deserve. It's justice. You've been gathering the energy. You're ready to build this fire. You've got all of the kindling, all of the kindling. Fire of a new beginning. Let's talk about these rough places. King of Pentacles. And he came out in the reverse. So you may be in a place of financial insecurity. You do not feel like you're in charge of things right now. You feel a little upended. The Lovers in reverse. You're feeling insecure. You're feeling out of sorts. You're feeling uprooted. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. You don't feel like you've done the work, but you have. And Eight of Swords in reverse. is like, you're not trapped. You're your own trap. You're in your own mental trap. This is like that negative self-talk that we kind of get into. So it's like, okay, what can I do to raise my vibration? What can I do to like get me up? And we all know the answer is shadow work. Dig deep, figure out what it is that's keeping you tethered, and then you can like release and come into full being. Look, Queen of Wands. I'm like, I have conflicted information and feelings about the Queen of Wands and a lot of times, but in this place, I really feel like she is passionate. She is ready to set the world aflame with this is not negative energy. This is really good energy. She's ready to like root in and grow into her full potential. We have a reverse Ace of Wands. So this is that negative self-talk. This is like, but I don't know if I'm ready to. So this is why we need to do that shadow work. Face it, just shake your foundation a little bit. Shake your foundation a little bit. You're a big kid. You can figure it out. And this is the reverse Knight of Pentacles, which is like, he's already slowing energy. It's going to go a lot slower unless you do this. I want to take one more on this. Two of Wands reversed. So for fuck's sake, make a choice. Make a decision. Don't be wishy-washy in this. I am going to do this. I want to get Light Seeker for a little guidance on here, because this is basically like, listen, you know what you need to do to release the bullshit so that you can really take off in the most glorious way. Like, most glorious way. What did I get? Nine of Wands. She's really, she's been wounded. She knows where she's come from, and she knows where she wants to go. Well, where do you want to go, and why are you getting in your own way? Advice for my loves about being patient, renewal and return, the rough places, and the shadow work. Four of Wands. The Emperor. Reverse Six of Wands. Strength. The Lovers upside. Five of Wands. Oh yeah, Five of Swords in reverse. And Four of Cups. Okay. At the very bottom again are Nine of Wands. She's been wounded. She knows where she's been. She knows where she wants to go. And there is nothing really between her and moving forward except herself. Let's talk about this. The advice is you want to get to this place of celebration and foundations and feeling comforted and enjoying your life. you can't always have it your own way. You can't. Now, this is a calm emperor. He doesn't feel very like, he feels like he wants to push your life forward, but we've got this reverse Six of Wands, which is usually like a victorious card, but like again, you're getting in your own way. But the advice here is like to get to celebration. Don't be so rigid that you get in the way of your victory. Be strong. Know that you are loved. Let go of the worry. And for fuck's sake, shit or get off the pot. Like, just do it. You're getting in your own way. You want to leave something behind. The wheel of fortune is spinning for you. And guess who comes out again? The fool. You've got a new beginning. Stop worrying. Stop worrying. Stop being nostalgic. Use your wisdom. Use your wisdom. All right. That's all I got for you. I'm sending you love and light and wishes for peace and prosperity for us all.